Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club. It is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026, and we are in for an epic day as usual. It is Flux Capacitor Wednesday. I hope Kristen is prepared. We're going to get started right about now, my friends. We've got some guests in the house today. Kimber White from NAMB. He's always good to have around. Good to see him here. Ginger Bell, of course. The lovely Ginger Bell. And good news, everyone. Chris Johnstone survived the helicopter drop from the top of the mountain and skied down it without any issues. Well, I don't know if there was any issues. He didn't say there was any issues, but he looked pretty happy. At least he's not, he's not like wearing a cast or anything weird like that, like when he crashed his bike. I don't know how many times, but before we move around, Kristen's at the event, right? So she's going to walk us through here in a second. Before we do that, Kristen, we have to check with Chris. Chris, tell us about it. So you jumped out of a helicopter and skied down a mountain.
I did.
Yeah.
Technically, I snowboarded.
Okay.
But that's totally okay, and it was unbelievable. Everything that I was expecting. But the day before, they had an avalanche. So
what?
Show up like a significant one, and so we spent 3.5 hours doing search and rescue training in the morning before they put us in the helicopter. So like you're literally strapped to this backpack that you have to like cinch on like a climbing harness that has a big airbag in it that you have to like pull this cord if you get caught in an avalanche. And then they have like GPS beacons on you, and you get this whole kit with like a shovel and a stick, and it's like, yeah, a mountain's gonna fall on me and this shovel's gonna help. So there was a little bit of prayer, there was a little bit of faith involved in the process, but once you're hurtling down that mountain with the snow in your face and everything, it's all worth it.
I mean, for me, just a nice dinner would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Go out, get something to eat, and come home, relax. Golly. Well, we're glad you're back. We're glad you made it. Yeah. We're happy it was all that you hoped it would be. I did see like a picture or two. Yeah. So very, very cool, man. Well, we're so glad to have you back, brother. Glad you had a good time. Awesome. Okay. It is Flux Capacitor. It is Flux Capacitor Wednesday, so we are going to give the Flux Capacitor is in the chat. Kristen Simpson was kind enough to get it in there, even though she is on location. She managed to get that done. It is 82.7% left, I believe. 82.7%. Wow. Kimber, 82.7% of the year is left for people to meet their goals. So pretty good. There's an 8 in the front, right? Not bad. Yeah. So we still got good time to make our goals, man, and to do what we want to get done. So good stuff. All right, let's go to Kristen Simpson now, and I'm going to spotlight her. We're going to peer into the event and see what's going on. Oh, Margo.
Hello.
The Connecticut Crushers there.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah. All right, we're to our event. All right,
great to see you.
Because we're getting started immediately.
Yeah, let's get in there and see what's going on.
Quick jump in. Thank you. Oh, do you guys know this lady?
Let's see. Hey, Robin, how's it going? Great. What else do we got going on there? I feel like we're spies. Is that Jimmy Reed?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see him, kind of, sort of. Go on, get up there. Barge in. You're with Frank. See, I said to do it.
See you next time.
What's up? What's going on, Jimmy Reed?
All right.
Let's see the crowd. Say good morning, everybody.
Breakfast Club is live, and we are honored. So we should give Breakfast Club some love.
Right on, man. Getting some good love there. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
You guys got more in you.
All right, so I'm gonna bet you. I already got started, but jam-packed room. Jam-packed room. Everybody's having a really good time. And one more person. I could not stop.
All right. Hold on. It's Jen. Oh, good to see you. Awesome stuff, man. All right, Kristen.
We miss you all.
Yeah, we miss you guys too. Hey, thanks so much for showing us around. See you later. Adios. Bye. All right. Well, there you go. Well, that was fun. That was a good time.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All the
Let's
fun
see.
was at the flight. But man, there's going to be so many knowledge bombs in that room.
I know.
I love a live event because it's oftentimes like the content is amazing because it frames you, and then that speaker like Jim or Carl or Kevin will say something, and you just get that like click, like oh, that's my breakthrough, and that happens so much at live events. So I'm looking forward to being at the next one because I got some FOMO going on right now.
So
it's so true what you say about the live event. It is, there's something about them. You always come away from them with something. Usually a handful of things that you're actually just anxious to get back and kind of get implemented.
Absolutely.
So, and that's a great thing about an animals event too. I think is that animals events are really, really nuts and bolts. Down and dirty. Let's lay out the plan. Like what are we going to do? Step by step kind of action plans, which is really, really good. Nothing wrong with the hey, I'm going to get you super pumped up kind of thing. You know what I mean? All good. We need to get pumped up, right? But I really enjoy the, not so much, not only getting riled up, but I really enjoy having like, okay, if I go and do A, B, C, then I'll get my result. I love that kind of an event. Yeah. That's the way Carl's always been as a coach. He's always been that coach, right? Like, here's how you do it. It's never really been, and it has, there is that whole thing about getting in your head and getting that kind of sorted out, kind of straightening out your brain a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's more like just practical ways to get things done. Yeah. So, hey, just a couple more minutes before we get started. We do, again, have Kimber White here and Ginger Bell from NAMB, and they're going to talk about the trigger leads bill that goes into effect. Is it tomorrow, Kimber, or is it
tomorrow?
Today?
Tomorrow.
So that goes into effect tomorrow, which is a big deal.
It is.
This is a big deal. So we thought it would be great to have them on, and because NAMB was extremely influential in getting this done, but to talk about it, how we can take advantage of it, and they even have some wonderful assets that you can take advantage of as well that Ginger will get to. So, but before we do any of that, let's talk about some wins. So I would love to hear a win. Anybody got a win from this week so far that they'd love to share, or a win or two, something, they made headway on something, you broke through somehow, you got that appointment, you closed that deal, anything like that. And don't forget, I can sit around in awkward silence. It doesn't matter to me. I get paid either way. So we'll just sit around in awkward silence until somebody shares a win.
Hey, I'll go, Frank.
All right. Who said I'll go? Who said it? Who was it?
Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt that came in. How about that?
Bruce, no, hold on. We got to see it. All right, let's see. What do you got? What's going on? There you go. Congratulations, my friend. I'm going to give you a cheer and a victory fanfare. You got your Loan Officer Breakfast Club t-shirt. Now, remember, we warned you. You have to ease your way into wearing that thing because it comes with a lot of power. Great things are going to happen. Look, the main thing, you probably already experienced it, is the slimming down a little bit. I mean, that happens right away, and then there's, of course, the increased popularity, right? That comes along very quickly, right? So you may have to only wear it maybe 15, 20 minutes at a time just to kind of get used to it. How's it going so far?
It's awesome, but I did want to tell you about a big win that I had, reaching out to some past agents that I'd worked with a long time ago. Anyway, I'm meeting with him today. He has got an opportunity to be the lender of choice. He's got 4 new agents that are starting with him in the past week. He's got a team of about 20. So wish me luck.
Brother, I'd wish you luck, but you don't need it, man. You know what to do. And you've got that shirt, so be sure you wear that in. Even if you wear it under your coat. Yeah, just have it on close by. You'll be good. Congratulations, man. Great win. Love it.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. All right. Well, we're right about there. Let's go ahead and bring up Kimber White and Ginger Bell. I'll give you some walk up music like we typically give our guests. So, Kimber White, Ginger Bell, here to talk about trigger leads, the new bill, and how to dominate with this new information. So, what's up, peeps? Kimber, what's going on?
Good morning. Yeah, exciting day. Tomorrow is Trigger Leads. NAMB's been working on this since February 2018.
Wow.
Our first bill was introduced by Lacey Clay, and we went for an all-outs ban, and it started working. And every year, NAMB had introduced a Trigger Leads bill. So we were the first ones every year since 18.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but since 2018, NAMB had someone and worked with Congress every year until this one, and everyone in 2023. NBA got involved back. We all compromised. We started working together and started pushing, and look where we are. This is what happens when we work together.
This is one of those moments when you all sit around and just have a smoke.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Got that done. What's next? What's next? Right?
Yeah. We have a lot of what's next too. So
you can let us know those too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what do we do now that this trigger bill is going into effect tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow it's in effect. Of course, as we know, the only people now that can originate the mortgages are the servicers, someone that has the institutional relationship, the mortgage broker who originated it, and of course the bank if you have a banking relationship with that client, such as if the client has a credit or a car loan, then they can originate. But other than that, the credit bureaus can't sell the leads. It's now part of the Protection Act, Homebuyer Protection Act. So I think she cut down to 200 calls a day. And we're actually going to seek with the CFPB how the clarification on enforcement with that and what's going to happen. FTC also, because that's now the do not call list for people. That's part of the trigger leads. So it's going to take some time of getting used to. I think people can be doing it, but I think that starting tomorrow, I'm really interesting to see how it's going to continue and how much it's going to cut down. It's probably going to take a few weeks to really get this going, but I'm excited about it.
I know I'm excited about it, man. That is like the most annoying thing on the planet when you originated a loan was to have to tell your people. I know a lot of us did things where we tried to get them to opt out before that, right? And then a lot of people do things on the loan application, like manipulate the loan app or whatever to try and avert that. But you know, when I was doing the origination, I would always just say, okay, get ready. You're just going to get blown up, right? It's not my office. It's not my company. I would say it's a bunch of spammers because the credit bureau sold your information to them. And so now they're going to blow you up. So just be prepared to ignore all of it, right? And what an annoying conversation to have. So it's going to be pretty cool that you don't have to have that conversation anymore, really.
It really is. And we're, on that, because I remember when we went up there the first time, I think in 2022, when it really started becoming an issue that I think Congress really realized it, is I was up there in 2022 and I had Senator Mike Rounds, and he had just went through a purchase or a refinance. I can't really remember. And he goes, yeah, I got like 100 of those a day. I said, and every consumer is getting those. And then as we went into the House and I think because of the really 2020, the COVID era, it really blew up. I think it really became more of an issue than we've had before. And I just think that finally people realized, hey, privacy is a right. And I think Congress got on board, our lobbyists and of course, NBA and other organizations. That's when we come together. And I think now, I've been doing this business 40 years. There's always been some type of trigger lead, but it just has gotten bad in the past 4 or 5 years. And now to have that stop. And like you said, not have to tell your client, get ready for this. These are spammers, blah, blah, blah. And make them understand it. I think it's going to help our industry.
It certainly is. So let's get the clarification who can originate it again. So because Giancarlo's asking that, and that, so it's the servicer can certainly okay, and it's the originating company, right? It's the originating loan officer, correct. And isn't it if they opt in for it or something like that, right?
Yeah, if they have an opt-in. Also, one thing that a lot of people got really upset with all of us about was the banks, the bank institutions having an ability to solicit that client if they have a relationship.
Ah,
That was a huge thing that, we agreed we didn't want, but that was something that, hey, if you're going to pass this, you have to have compromises. And, everyone wanted an all out ban. We did too. This was one of the compromises that had to come down, is that if you have a banking relationship, car loan, like I said, anything that's got a relationship, that bank can solicit you. But
got
my
it.
philosophy
Okay.
was banks never a competition to us anyway.
Yeah,
So it really doesn't matter.
yeah, that's not their world. Yeah, that's
No,
really
it's
not their world.
not.
I doubt that they're going to implement these, divisions that are now going to do that or anything
No.
like. So that should be mild. So that was an easy
Yeah.
compromise, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wow, good stuff, man.
One of the things too, and Kimber, you know, you think about 7 years, Frank, 7 years that they have been introducing a bill because, we get a new, session that goes on. It didn't pass the last time. So 7 years that NAM has worked tirelessly to do this. And that's the thing, when I hear about that first of all, thank you, Kimber, and thank you, NAM, for that effort continuously to be able to not only help us as an industry, but to protect consumers. And that's one of the things, and Frank, you and I have talked about this, that a lot of people don't realize how much NAM does. And so I think, having a win like this is important to share, and not only just for our originators on this call, but for as originators to share with your real estate agents, to share with consumers, to let them know, hey, this was a win we had for you consumers, because your privacy is important. And especially now, I mean, you think about all the things, Kimber, you just did an interview that hasn't been published yet talking about wire fraud. So, there's things that happen as far as privacy. And so that's what's important when you think about this. And this is just one. I know there's other things, Kimber. You've got Lobby Day coming up in April. And so it's that continuous being on the hill, what's coming next, what's coming next, what's coming next, that we as an industry need to be not only aware of, but to be a part of. And so that's, showing up. And, Frank, you were back in the days when we did a lot of stuff with camp. And I remember Fred Arnold back in 2008 would always say, we can all hang together or hang alone. And, that's part of being involved with NAM and being part of your association, is to be able to really hang together.
Hey, go ahead, Kimber.
Yeah, and which interesting, we're providing a lot of materials. So what now? What can you do? What do you provide your consumers? What can and can't you do? What does the trigger leads bill mean? We wanted you to be prepared. What options can you do? Because there's a lot of people out there that they built their business on trigger leads, negative or positive. That's just what they were trained in. And there's brokers like that. And I tell people, what can I do now? How can I get leads now? Who can I get them from? Like you, what do we do now? And I think that's another option. We don't put people out of business as far as brokers. We want to retool you and help you out, get into the business of doing other options. And I think this is great for that also.
Yeah, let's talk about some practical thing. As a bunch of originators here, what are some of the practical things that we can do? Let's say we weren't, trigger lead driven, right? I wasn't a trigger lead LL, right? I'm just I'm a marketing animal, right? I call realtors, I ask for the business, I do it the old, the tried and true way. With this now in place, is there something that, like, is there something that I can do as an originator regarding this that benefits me or somehow, what do I say out there, if anything at all, Yeah,
I think I would absolutely tell all of my database. I'd be picking up the phone, and I'd be calling every one of my past clients and letting them know what's going on. It's a way to get in. Everyone wants to know, how do I get into my client?
Something to talk about.
Something to talk about. And it's a good thing to talk about, because remember, that client just went through, when you did their financing or refinancing, they went through all the hell, so now you're like, guess what? We got this fixed for you. And it starts a conversation. You got your realtors. You can have a training class with your realtors of what to do with it. You can go in with all of your networking, do a training class with that. So I think there's so much we can use to build our business with this and to make it a marketing tool for us also.
Hmm. Very, very cool. So you guys have a link, right, that we can drop in the chat that has some resources on this?
Ginger?
Ginger? Is it?
Yeah, so I'm going to drop it in there now. I'm always about resources. I'm always about, what can we do as far as getting the word out? And you said that. So what can you do right now? And I see, Chad, you already downloaded it, got an email from NAMB this morning. So we created, there's like 5 or 6 graphics in there that you can use and download them. There's some talking points in there to be able to, you're making your calls, and marketing animals, you guys, you've got your call stars, everyone's making your calls. This is something to call someone about and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, in case you didn't, tomorrow there is a law that's taking place. It's the Homebuyers Privacy Protection Act, and it's making a huge change. And so I wanted to let you know so you can also tell your buyers and your sellers, because if they're selling, they're probably going to end up buying, that this is done to protect you. And the other thing is, if they are still getting those calls, they shouldn't be getting those calls.
There you
go. To obviously to let NAMB know about that. There's channels that we can take in doing that. But then the other thing, and this is, I think, huge, Frank, is to put yourself in the middle of that and say, listen, I want to let you know, as an independent originator, however you're licensed, whatever it is, if you're a broker, a non-del, whatever, just to say, you're doing business with me. This is a relationship we have. And so I'm here to protect you. I'm here to make sure that, everything is right. You can throw in some, protecting as far as wire fraud. We actually, in April, NAMB is going to have a lot of resources we're doing. It's going to be fraud month, not how to do it, but how to protect your consumers. And so that's the whole key, is like, this for me is an opportunity to pick up the phone and say, hey, did you know there's a law that's going in? No, I didn't know that. Tell me more. What does that mean? Well, it means that, your buyers are not going to be getting calls. By the way, would you like me to send some information about this? Why, yes, I would. And put it into your database, put it into your CRM, put it onto your social media, make a video about it. Those are the kind of things, get the word out. But we just wanted to be able to provide some resources to be able to spread this important message.
Yeah,
awesome.
Frank. I saw a couple of questions. Yes, your clients should still opt in. Opt out. Do they opt out? They absolutely should, because it's not just for trigger leads, it's other stuff. They should always do that. No, it is not retroactive. I saw that one of your questions in there. Someone asking, it's not retroactive.
So expand about what do you mean? No, it's not retroactive. What are we talking about here?
Which means someone's already pulled the credit. They're asking, would they still be calling them? Well, if they can still call them now. If they start calling after tomorrow, then yes, that's
so there's still a little, like you said in the beginning, Kimber, there's still going to be a few weeks of fallout here.
Yeah.
People trying to get their last dig in.
Yes.
But then probably within a month or two, it should be pretty much cleared out.
Yeah. And there's another question of, I think they ask in there, how they're going to monitor that. I think how it's going to be tracked. It's going to have to be self-policing. I don't think, as we know, the CFPB has kind of been gutted. It's still there, and they are funding and operating. We have a meeting with them, hopefully, actually next month, to figure out what they're going to do and what their path forward. But you've got FTC, you've got your state regulators, and they want to know about it. And NAMB wants to know, so that we can kind of help build a database of what's going on. So that's kind of, it's really boots on the ground, reporting in the industry, consumers reporting, educating your consumers so that they know what to do. And that's why Ginger's done such an amazing job marketing this. But if I can switch a minute, now this fight's moved on of where we are and where we're going to move forward with NAMB.
Hey, before you do that, one more question. Scott Carlin saying, well, will this also stop the calls to my VA clients 6 months after they're closing their refi?
Yes. That's trigger for you. It is a trigger lead. So, only people that can call them are the servicer that's servicing the loan, the bank institution or the banking institution, the originator or the originating company.
Hi, thanks for enjoying Loan Officer Breakfast Club here on YouTube. I just wanted to drop in and remind you that if you're a newer loan officer and you're trying to get to that 2 or 3 deals a month, or if you're seasoned and you're trying to get from 50 to 60 or 60 to 80, Mortgage Marketing Animals has you covered. We've got the full gambit from start to finish, top to bottom. Everything you need is at mortgagemarketinganimals.com. There's a reason that mortgagemarketinganimals.com is the #1 mortgage coaching platform in the country. So check it out, mortgagemarketinganimals.com. Got it. And then, John, so will the credit bureau still sell trigger leads? The answer is no, right?
No,
they can't do it.
They cannot. That
done.
bill prohibits them from selling trigger leads.
Wonderful. And there's a hand up with Chad. Chad, did you have something before Kimber pivots?
I think he just answered it. My question was going to be, so if I pull a credit report tomorrow for someone who is a first-time home buyer who's never gone through this process before, we can basically assume that the credit bureau is not selling that information, so their calls should drop drastically.
It's 12:01 tomorrow morning. Their credit bureaus cannot be selling your trigger leads.
Beautiful.
But, like I just said, there may be some fallout. But I can tell you, I don't think your bureaus are going to be selling those starting tomorrow. They don't want to push back. They're already got enough heat right now with the pricing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kimber.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And we have one other question I want to make sure we ask. Robert had asked, what about insurance companies selling leads when the policy update is requested?
Is that happening?
Well,
is that a thing?
Is it really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't.
Do they do that?
Trigger leads is trigger. It's anything that's triggering the buyer. You can't sell the borrower's information under this act.
Huh.
If it's mortgage information.
Well, they're next in NAMB's crosshairs. Look out, insurance industry.
That's the next question. Jimmy's asking, okay, love the success of getting trigger leads bills done. What's the next biggest item on the NAMB agenda?
And before you answer that, Chauncey, get your question real quick.
Real quick, do you all think the potential of the cost of the credit report pulls could potentially drop since the demand is going to be lowered as well? Or you think it kind of will stay the same? Because we've seen a big increase over the last 3 to 4 years in the costs. Just trying to see if there's any relation there potentially.
Well, we're working on that, but of course they're going to figure out to get their money somewhere else. But we're also working on the costs and the solutions to get the costs down. So I think with the Vantage coming in and the competition, I think we're going to see them come down. And of course, every agency and every industry that I know is fighting for it. So I don't think hopefully they wouldn't be dumb, and I'll say that word, to actually now raise credit reports more after they're in the spotlight.
But you don't know.
But you don't know. They've done
so
it worse.
Go ahead and pivot. What's up next?
We've already started. I mean, I took over presidency in October. I was president 2020, and I had a lot of legislative. I've been doing this affordable housing. We've already been on the Hill. I was just at a retreat with a lot of lawmakers. Richie Torres, who was sponsor of this bill, Congressman, and already loan level pricing adjustments. We're talking about how do we get rid of interest rates down quickly. Loan level pricing adjustments. We had a meeting with all of the FHFA heads that was in charge. We talked about that. We talked about 120% AMI because it needs to go up to 120%. They were open for that. Our thing is getting rid of MIP on FHA loans. I can say FHA's, that's Congress thing. They're not really for that, but they're for a reduction. They're open to reduction. There was already a bill in the House that was represented over in the House by Cleaver, and that they wanted 100%. Now we asked them, because we went back that same day, we went to the Hill and says, hey, would you be willing to do a compromise, maybe a 50% reduction after it gets under there? And for everyone real quick that doesn't understand why you don't get rid of MI on the life of the loan on conventional versus FHA, the maximum insurability is about 35% on a conventional loan. That's what the MI companies do. On FHA, it's 100% for the life of the loan. Yeah. So that was something that we have next with the FHA commissioner. And then LO comp. We're meeting with the CPB. We're working with the LO comp credit report. So all of those things we are starting. Those are initiatives that we're pushing, we're moving for. We need that support because we all know LO comp, something needs to be adjusted and fixed, and they're willing to have that conversation. Loan level price adjustments, affordability, housing programs, we're working with those. So there's a plate full of things that's going on. And of course, we always ask that, if you're a member, you donate, because legislative lobbying doesn't come free.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pricey. Yeah. Wow. Well, good
So
stuff, man.
I put a
Great.
copy
We're
of the
right at the
bill.
top of the hour.
Yep. So I put a copy
Okay.
of the bill up there. We had somebody asking for that. And then we also have our Advocacy Action Day that's coming up. That will be in DC, and that is on April 21st. And then we're lobbying on April 22nd. And so I put the link in there if you'd like to join us. If you have any questions, this is one of those things. Be a part of your association, be a part of being able to network and to be involved. And that's often how people get started. I know I really got started nationally going to DC and being involved in lobbying. And LO Comp is a big thing. So,
Yep.
Being involved in your industry and being a part of it is important.
So that's where we get together in DC and actually go into the into the offices of the reps and try to have conversations and do all that stuff, right?
Yes.
I did that. Yeah, I did that one year. I got to tell you, that was one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life.
Isn't it?
Wow.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys have a chance to do it, or if you're interested in doing that, go do it. Because you're going into, where do you go into what's the building that we traipse through and we go through and talk to everybody?
Yeah, you go and you meet with your local representatives. We help you do that. And I know you're going to be stopping soon. I threw my email up there. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Happy to get on a call, explain to you everything, because we do need that, Frank, because we lobby nationally, but we really lobby at a state level.
Yep.
And so we have lobbyists, NAMB has lobbyists. We actually have instructions on how to lobby, because I know I was terrified the first time. It's like, oh my gosh, Kimber, what do I say? I'm going to say the wrong thing. And so, coaching on that. So it's really fun. It is a great education. And
go do it. I tell you, man. Yeah, great stuff.
And Frank, if I can say the last thing.
Yeah.
If you're not a member of NAMB, you want to know about all this stuff. I see there's lots of questions and stuff coming up. NAMB.org, $99. Join NAMB. It is absolutely worth it. Education, tools that you get, this, a lot more. We keep you informed. We give you the tools. We give you the benefits. We let you be in contact with the legislators. Where else can you do $99 a month and join something, or $99 a year, I'm sorry, and join an organization that lobbies and works for you and gives you all the tools.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. And Robert, thank you. Capitol building. It was on my tongue. I couldn't get. But you go into the Capitol building when you do this, and you're inside. It just makes you feel like you're so connected to making a difference, and it's just a wonderful experience. I would say that. So $99 a year for NAMB.
Yep.
What a bargain. Yeah. And you get a beer koozie too as a gift.
Are you throwing that in?
Yeah, you get a beer koozie, with the NAMB logo on it. Yeah. So.
I believe it has your face on it, Frank.
Yeah, right. Saying thanks. Yeah.
We'll make it a collector's item.
All right. Well, terrific stuff, man. Hey, thanks you guys for being here. Super appreciate you, man. That was so kind of you to show up and share it. Can we have you back again? We'd love to have you back again.
Yes, absolutely. We'd love to.
Okay, great. Good stuff. Thanks for joining us. Hey, tomorrow, Roberto Monaco is going to be here. And so that'll be fun. He's always a good guest. Yeah.
He's you could read the phone book to me. I'd be happy.
I don't even want to get into that right now. Anyway.
So annoyed by that, Ginger.
Oh, my gosh. Anyways, Chris Johnstone Friday. What are we going to do, Chris Johnstone? Build a robot?
Kind of. Yeah. Absolutely. We are. Yep. We're going to talk about database marketing and artificial intelligence. There's actually a lot happening this week in the world of artificial intelligence. So we're going to be talking about the latest changes between Anthropic and ChatGPT and how to leverage that into deals from your database.
Dig it. I dig it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get on out of here. You guys, thanks for joining us today. Great pleasure. Ginger, thank you so much.
Thank you. Good seeing you.
See you guys tomorrow. You guys have a great one. Adios.
Everybody have a great day.
Bye.
See you on CallStars.